That's a lot of pressure.
Yes, sure, she says. Jump in, the water's fine.
So this first poem I'm gonna read. Oh, that's good. Yeah. In the middle of the COVID, I was sitting in a parking lot while my husband was in the grocery stores, and a message pops up on my phone. It's from McNiece. He wants us to write a poem by next week, which is an ode. And he has the Pablo Neruda's example. And then he says, oh, all it needs to be like write about something, what it is not, and some big picture. So I'm sitting there writing this first poem on my phone that day when he was grocery shopping. So here it goes. It's called Keeper. Time taps on my wrist when it's up. Warm, yellow glow of tiny tea lights. When burnt out, it's time to stop. Get off your butt, it chides sometimes. It needs to be fed calories, but not food. It gives me medals when I take it for a walk. Dancing with me, it's hearts beating with my beloved. It's not grandma's present on graduation. It's not the metaphorical time coming for you, cold and biting and like snow. Family heirloom, it is not. Not from a jeweler or a studded with diamonds, not the kind that killed women when they painted radium on for the convenience of men who might need to see time in the dark for the coordinated attacks. The bell tolled in the temple. The girl child said, you may have the watch, but don't have the time. River flows, seeks and speaks her truth, an ode to my Apple Watch. So being in McNiece's poetry class has really kept me sane through this COVID isolation, and I have got to meet so many cool people, the ones who you heard before. Some of them I'm seeing for the first time today. And what I realized during this poetry class is that all these emotions which you put away in little black boxes when you are growing up, and you really don't know what to do with it. It's like with each poem, you can kind of like unwrap it a little bit and get to the truth of it. And see, so this next poem is something like that. When I was a little kid, my dad used to drive us from my hometown in India, which was a steel town, to my grandma's house, which was 5 hours ago. And in between, there was a forest. And we would be going through this forest, and I would usually be a little nervous there. And this next poem is inspired by that. It's called Recurrence. I dream again, roaring lion keeping me from crossing the road on which travels our family of 4 in a parrot green sedan. Road trip, how fun, but there is the matter of a lion. Mouth open, orange eyes, his ample mane catching the light, which flickers above the door to the ladies' room. To the other side of the road is my brother, asleep in the back seat of the car, and my dad with furrowed brow. Every time I take a step, the lion rears with a ferocious roar, followed by a ghostly whispering of shadowy trees. With standing witness, I try to skirt around, but the dreadful line parallels my every move. Recurrence. I wake up from this dream always, always, always with an urgency to pee.
Eventually. Let's do that again.
Okay, so this next poem of mine, I'm gonna take you to the Badlands of Arizona, not Dakotas, but Arizona. We went there to look at the petrified forest because there is this joke. When I first met my husband, he impressed me with this collection of petrified wood.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! This is a family show, Sujata. He impressed you with his petrified wood? Come on.
So we had to go there, and that's where Einstein and his wife have photos, and it's a pretty amazing place. But it was February. I wanted to take a vitamin D vacation. Instead of that, we ended up on top of this mountain with the year's worst cold storm, windy. So this poem is inspired by that. It's called Time Travel. The deathly cold wind blows hard. It blows so hard that it steals words right out of your mouth. Carries it over the pebbly Navajo earth, over prehistoric dry rivers, and down to the petrified forest. 22 February Fahrenheit. The words, separate from its moisture, fly away without any sound. Foolish words all the way over the flat-topped buttes. Solid hunks, dark and bare, squared-shouldered mesa with no head to lose. Looming blue dome meets an imperfectly flat disk of not so mother-like earth. Your puny breath taken by the vastness, by the hard ochre rocks, by the elephantine fluffy cotton balls rolling in the deep blue. Moonlight starkness of the barren badlands, broken by the ash-white, turmeric, and terracotta perfectly laid stripes. Mountainsides smoothed by sandpaper of time, prickly pear, dwarf balls, silicates, blades of scraggly grasses, badland internalized. You stand with them in the valley of a geological accident. Your eyes climb the steps of 200 million years later, the software in your head glitching. Are you standing at the bottom, or is it the top of the Triassic? Eternal past rises up before your eyes, one moment giving birth to the next. Same O2 and CO2 in the deathly cold wind. Dinosaur breath mixed in with yours. Ephemeral fall colors running up the buttes only permanently. Earth does what Earth does without any human feelings. Here in the painted desert, Arizona, suddenly you realize the Earth could one day just say, "Fuck off, I don't want to nurture you." Thank you, everyone.
Sujata! She blew our minds with the prestidigitations of her verbal dexterity, fibrillated the ear's tiniest ear bones, sending neurological spasms of ecstasy. I think that's what happened to me. I don't know. All right, listen, Jackie was up here.